Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, but my interaction is mostly through this this inbox, and so you can see the agents have been busy. I'm going to be honest with you. uh, I had to shut it down, and the reason I had to shut Paperclip down, and I just restarted it this morning. So it was down for like 3 days, like it was on vacation. The whole company was closed, right? It's a marketing agency, right? This company is a marketing agency. That's what they do, and they handle marketing for Rizzolio,
Uh-huh.
my normal company,
Yep.
and they are actually like writing blog posts, doing all
Wow.
kinds of crazy stuff, right? Like,
Okay.
and to be honest, it takes a while to get it to do things the way you want it, but not that long. And I gave this access, I gave the CTO access to the code for our website. So Rizzolio uses a special technology for our website. It's called Hugo, and Hugo is a static site builder. And so the difference is it's not a database. It's all in Git. So all of my web pages are individual HTML pages that are created automatically by Hugo. And there's a little more to it like that because we've incorporated search and forms and all that sort of stuff. Like all of that's possible, but the big difference is it's code. It's code. Like it's not a database, with a back end like you're used to working with on say WordPress or Squarespace or something like that.
Okay.
So that is perfect for agents. In fact, we may see a resurgence of like Hugo and these static site generators simply because it's the agents love to manage code, right? And they're really good
Right.
at managing code. So I have it managing that. So it will actually write blog posts, create the pages. It'll create the visuals. It'll create images. It uses my Google, FKA Nano Banana image generator. Sometimes if it doesn't like the image it's getting from there, it'll go to Grok. It'll say, "Hey, it's got these secondary
Right.
options," and it
Huh.
will keep creating stuff until it's done. So so I've got this lead. I've got it executing this lead generation plan, and it's sort of like looking at Jira or any sort of like project management software. Right? I've got this inbox. Uh, the research assistant failed, so I got to get it. I got to get a new API key. So it's researching
Yeah.
the something for me, and now it's got to report to the board. And so I've got these. It's saying, "Hey, here's where we are. The plans are approved that you gave me, etc." And it's actually going. It's telling me what happened, and it's recommending a couple of paths, and it's actually saying both of these paths are now in motion because I told it to do that, and it's so this is the CEO reporting to the board. This is assigned to the CMO, and it's telling me. So the CTO is got the Google Ads server MCP up and running, so it's actually controlling my Google Ads account. And
Huh.
then I'll have to blur out those customer IDs. But it's really kind of like working on these individual items, and this is sort of how I interact with it. Like I just respond to it in a message thread, and then once it finishes doing whatever like the project these little projects are, these little tasks are, then it will close them out and it'll create new ones, right? And they go through kind of like you're just like managing like an inbox, right?
Right.
uh, from an inbox.
How much is it? How much is it? And I don't know if it's possible to see any of the outcomes on like the website or the social media side, but how much of it is it just doing? So in Claude Cowork, um, I think it defaults to ask me, and then you can say just act. Like how much of this or how much control do you have over? Yeah, just go ahead and post this, or show me the landing page that you've created
It,
first before I approve it.
that's a really good question. So it could actually approve everything.
Right.
I don't like that.
Sure.
So I have it. It does everything from, because it's a code base, right? So it does everything from creating the page, adding the visuals, creating the visuals, all that sort of stuff, and then it will spin up a server on my local system so I can preview it. But I don't even actually use that anymore
Right.
because I have a staging server. So
Okay.
it actually goes through, creates a pull request in Git. I gave it access to GitHub. So it creates a pull request that shows up in GitHub. It approves the pull request to the staging branch, not to the
Right.
production branch. So
Right.
all I have to do is go on. I use a thing called Cloud Cannon to manage the Hugo production and the production server. And so I go on to my staging server, I review it, and then I tell it when I've actually executed the pull. So Cloud Cannon has this workflow where I just, okay, this staging looks great, publish this to my production.
Right.
That orchestration is handled by Cloud Cannon.
Okay.
And so I just tell it, okay, now this is live. And it says, okay, great. Paul, the board has approved that, and it is now on production.
Neat.
So, yeah, so that's how I'm using it now.